WWE should be taking advantage of how over Karrion Kross is right now. The fact that this isn't title versus career does kind of make me think this isn't Goldberg's last match. WWE's plans are going to have to change dramatically following Liv Morgan's injury. Hello wrestling fans, I'm Ben Allison, an autistic wrestling fan who loves to analyze and just talk about professional wrestling, and I've analyzed last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, and here are my 5 key findings. In at number 5, WWE should be taking advantage of how over Karrion Kross is right now. They clearly don't see him as a main event talent, and that's fine, but to just have him in backstage segments for like 30 seconds when he's getting the loudest reactions of the night, that's just criminal to me. And not only that, but this guy is one of their highest merchandise sellers too. I literally cannot get my head around it. If you are a long-time viewer, you guys will know me and know that I believe that companies should change plans around crowd reactions, because I think crowd reactions is what makes professional wrestling so unique, so different to any other form of entertainment. And that makes it special. And obviously, if a company has plans that they believe so strongly and that they want to stick to because they believe it'll pay off long term, I mean, sometimes you do just have to ignore the fans because, you know, maybe they can't see long term and maybe it will be worth it. But in this case with Karrion Kross, I just don't think there is a plan here. Hopefully I'm wrong. In at number 4, the Becky and Bayley promo blended reality and fiction perfectly. It was clear early on that WWE viewed Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks as the 2 main stars in the 4 Horsemen. But both Becky and Bayley managed to change that, with them both becoming equally big stars. But over the last few years, it is clear that Becky has become the bigger star. But Bayley has kind of taken a little bit of a back seat. She is focused on elevating younger stars like she did in Damage Control for Io Sky. And yes, she did have a short run with the Women's Championship, but she kind of did just feel like a transitional champion. Meanwhile, Becky has constantly been involved in major title pictures. Practically every feud she's been in has been for a championship. And we all know that Becky Hogan stuff is actually nonsense. She has helped elevate stars as well, but just in a different way to Bayley. But if you are a new fan over the last couple of years, I mean, Bayley and Becky no longer feel even. Becky's up there and Bayley, well, she's down here somewhere. So last night's promo felt raw. It almost felt real at times. It felt a little bit awkward. Like maybe there were some real feelings, and I like that. And this promo, yes, like I said, it was a little bit awkward at times, but it got me really into this feud. And I'm excited to see what happened next, and I think it achieved its purpose brilliantly. In at number 3, WWE's plans are going to have to change dramatically following Liv Morgan's injury. First things first, and more important than anything else, Liv, I hope you get well soon. Second things second, and I can't believe I have to say this, but stop sending Kairi Sane hate. It had literally nothing to do with her. It was a normal front bump, but it was just a complete freak injury. But thirdly, where do we go from here? Realistically, best case, she's out 3 months. The reality is it's probably going to be somewhere between 4 to 7. Worst case, if there was any other injuries involved when it happened, it could be up to 9. We won't know. But the fact is, she's missing Evolution and SummerSlam. So the Nikki Bella match is off the table. What I would do there personally is I think I'd put Nikki Bella against Stephanie Vaquer. I think that would really help elevate Stephanie Vaquer, put her in the spotlight even more, and I do think it would be fun. As for the Women's Tag Team Championships, the easy thing to do is probably the best thing to do, and that's to just put the title on Roxanne and have her share it with Raquel. But as for the Judgment Day story as a whole, this is where it is an undoubtedly big headache. Because I think they're just going to have to pause it, to be completely honest. I think they're going to have to drag this out, and it sucks because they've been dragging it out. This kind of felt like it was about to reach its conclusion. I was excited for it, but I think they are just going to have to, push it a bit further now and for longer. All around, this is just an awful situation, but again, get well soon, Liv. In at number 2, I'm shocked all the men's King of the Ring semi-finalists are faces. This is rare. And quite frankly, refreshing to see, but it does bring up the question, is somebody going to turn heel? Honestly, I don't think so. If any of these 4 were to turn heel, it would be Randy Orton, I think, and the only person I could see Orton turning heel on is Cody, and that match would have to be in the final. And of course, if somebody turned heel in the final, well, surely they'd be winning the match. And that meant that a heel winner would then go to face either a heel John Cena or a heel Gunther. So it wouldn't really make any sense, would it? Honestly, I think this is all going to be handshakes, high fives, and hugs, and it's just going to be some good wrestling. And in this specific scenario, I'm not against that at all. It does feel refreshing. And everyone involved has a lot of history too, so there's going to be some interesting stories they can touch upon, but obviously they don't have too much time to actually touch upon them. Before I get on to my number one key finding, if you guys could please leave a like and subscribe, that would be massively appreciated. Thank you. And in at number one, Gunther versus Goldberg should have been title versus career. How on earth, from a kayfabe perspective, has Goldberg walked into WWE for the first time in 3 years after losing his previous 2 title matches and gotten another title shot? I get it's Goldberg, but I also get that it's just lazy. In my opinion, if this is going to be Goldberg's last match, the answer here should have been obvious. Have Goldberg make the challenge, and for Gunther to say, no, you haven't deserved it, but I have deserved to end your career. So you want a shot at this? Well, you know what? You can have one, but only if I get a shot at ending your career. That would create higher stakes, more interest, and it's really rare you have an opportunity to do a match like this. But the fact that this isn't title versus career does kind of make me think this isn't Goldberg's last match, but instead the start of one final run. But now let's look at your thoughts from Monday Night Raw that you guys have submitted to me via the Wrestling Republic broadcast channel. Petito Bobby says the high point was Asuka returning and the low was hopefully WWE have something planned for Nikki Bella at Evolution 2. I'm sure they will. Coach 23 says the highs was the storyline building for Night of Champions. You're right there, Saturday night's main event, Evolution and SummerSlam. You are right, a lot of stories were told in 2.5 hours. But the low points were Liv's injury, and nobody except idiots would like a wrestler getting hurt. Of course, referencing the fact that some people online are celebrating this. There's just some idiots out there, aren't there? And yeah, I'd show no real attention to that, honestly. Jose99 says the highs were the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring qualifying matches, but the lows were there's too much talking and Goldberg versus Gunther at Saturday night's main event and only 4 matches. I'm going to be completely honest, and this is always a hot take I have, but I don't mind quite a bit of talking on my weekly wrestling shows. I really don't. I quite enjoy promos. But I do agree they probably could have done a bit more, but the matches they did do were fun. Goldberg versus Gunther, I'm glad it's not happening at a SummerSlam, but instead just a glorified house show in Saturday night's main event. But I think it does need to be higher stakes because, again, why has Goldberg got that title opportunity? David Sheldon says Jey Uso having no development and pretending him and Gunther have an even record when it's 4-1 makes Jey far less interesting in King of the Ring. I agree. I don't really know where you go from here with Jey. I'm presuming reuniting him and Jimmy like in the pretty near future is what they're going to do, and I'd be all here for an Usos reunion, especially on the Raw side, the tag team division is in absolute shambles right now. But to just put him straight back in the King of the Ring semi-finals, it's an interesting move, I'll tell you that. I don't think he's winning next week either. And last but certainly not least, we have the real Som 2 saying it's crazy how Liv got injured when she was in 3 storylines. Her injury is going to impact the division greatly because it's for 4 months. Like I said, it can literally be anywhere between 3 and 9. It's a really, it depends on what damage was done when it was dislocated, basically. If, no damage was done and it was pretty clean, then it's, 3 months. It's just a recovery. But if she needs surgery, it could be a lot longer. So right now, we have no idea how long she is going to be out for. But you are right. I mean, that massively, massively, massively impacts 3 big stories. But that does bring us to the end of the show, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please hit a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, as always, and as always, I will be reading them. Thank you guys for a fantastic Tuesday, I should say. Peace!